out camping at the moment. I'm at a place called Hastings Point, so I thought we could do the kirtan out here. I've got my guitar. It's a bit noisy because there's a bit of traffic today. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Swami Prabhupada Paramahamsa Iti Namine Vaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasare Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Well, this week is Rath Yatra, so of course I thought, why not tell the story of how Lord Jagannatha appeared? Now listen as I tell you a story which happened a long time ago. Once there was a king named Indradyumna, and he was very keen to find this wonderful deity that he had heard so much about called Madhava. He sent many people across the land far and wide looking for him, but when he heard of this deity, he went there to find him and take him, but he wasn't there. He was very upset to find out that the deity Madhava wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he heard a voice from the sky saying, "You will not see me as Madhava, you will see me as Daru Brahman, the absolute truth, manifest in a wooden form. I want you to construct a temple on top of the Nila hill, and there you will be able to worship me." The king faithfully followed these instructions and built a beautiful temple on top of the Nila hill. On top of the temple, the king built a pinnacle, and on top of that he put the chakra. He also had the temple decorated with golden ornaments. After the temple was built, the king wanted Lord Brahma to consecrate the temple, which means he wanted Brahma to come and give it blessings to make it a sacred place of worship for the deity. So he travelled to Brahmaloka and spent a long time living there waiting for Lord Brahma to accompany him back to the temple. But during this time, which was a very, very, very long time, the temple, which was near the sea, became covered with sand from the shore. While the king was away, another king took over called Suradev, and then after that Madhava took over as king. King Indradyumna was certainly away for a very long time. It was this king, Madhava, who had the temple raised out of the sand, where it had been buried for a very long time. So much time had passed that King Madhava didn't even know that the temple was there because of Indradyumna building it. When King Indradyumna came back to claim his temple, King Madhava declared that he had constructed it, but really he had just taken it out of the sand. Indradyumna had no proof that he was the one that constructed the temple. Except for a crow. That's right, a crow. There was a crow sitting on the branches of a big tree, and he had been living for many, many years, and he saw the whole construction of the temple. And he spoke, and he said it's really King Indradyumna that had constructed this temple, but in his absence it had been covered by sand, and King Madhava had merely uncovered it. Because King Madhava had lied, Lord Brahma came down and ordered him to live outside the grounds of the temple. Now King Indradyumna prayed to Lord Brahma to consecrate the temple and the surrounding area. However, Lord Brahma said that it was not within his power to install the Lord there. It's the Supreme Lord himself who manifests himself. So Lord Brahma simply placed a flag on top of this temple and said, "Anyone who sees this flag from a distance and bows down, offering his obeisances, shall easily become liberated." Well, the king waited and waited and waited for Sri Nilamadhava to come, but he didn't come. Oh, he was so disheartened, which means he was giving up, and he decided to lay down his life and thought his life to be useless. So he fasted and lay down. But then Lord Jagannatha spoke to him in a dream and said, "My dear king, don't be anxious. I shall come floating in from the sea in my wooden form as Daru Brahman at the place called Banki Muhan." Oh, the king was so excited, and he immediately went there accompanied by many people. And there it was on the shore, a huge piece of wood marked with a conch, disc, club and lotus flower. However, the deity was so heavy that it took many men and elephants to try and lift him, but they couldn't do so. So they all left the shore, and that night the king had a dream. Lord Jagannatha spoke to him again, saying, "Bring my previous servant, who was called Visvasu. He used to serve me in my form as Nilamadhava, and bring him here with a golden chariot." The next day, the Brahman Vidyapati went there, and they put a golden chariot before the deity and began kirtan, which is the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. The king then caught hold of Daru Brahman and prayed for the Lord to mount the chariot, and sure enough, very easily Daru Brahman was able to be picked up and placed on the chariot and taken to the temple. The king then summoned many expert sculptors, but none of them were able to touch Daru Brahman, because when they did, their chisels broke and they fell to pieces. Finally, the Supreme Lord himself came in the disguise of an old artist, and he introduced himself as Ananta Maharana, and he promised that if he worked behind closed doors for 21 days, he would carve this wood into a deity. The king promised that he would not open those doors before 21 days was up. But after 14 days had passed, which is 2 weeks, the king was no longer able to hear the sounds of the artist's tools, like the hammers and the chisels. The king ordered for the doors to be opened because he didn't believe anything was happening inside. And inside, he couldn't find the old sculptor. He had disappeared. But instead of seeing the Daru Brahman wood, he saw 3 deities. As the king went up close to the deities, he saw that they had no fingers and no toes, and they hadn't been properly finished. The wise minister of the king told him that because he had opened the doors 7 days too early, that Lord Jagannatha had manifested himself in that way. The king thought of himself as a great offender, and he lay down and fasted. But during the night, Lord Jagannatha appeared, and he said, "I am eternally situated here in the form of Lord Jagannatha. I have no material hands and feet, but with my transcendental senses, I accept all the items offered with love and devotion by my devotees. You have broken your promise, but that is just a part of my sweet pastimes as Lord Jagannatha. Those devotees who look upon my form with love will always see me as Shyamasundar holding a flute." Lord Jagannatha takes his form without hands and legs, but still Lord Jagannatha is able to accept lots of food every day. King Indradyumna then prayed to Lord Jagannatha, "Oh, my dear Lord, kindly grant me this favour. Let the doors to your temple be closed for only 3 hours a day, and the rest of the time let the doors be open, so that all the residents of the universe may be able to come and see you." And Lord Jagannatha replied, so be it. Thus the merciful Lord Jagannath, Subhadra and Balaram appeared in the material world to benefit all living beings, because just by seeing the deity of Lord Jagannath, one can easily go to the abode of the Lord. And in this way, Lord Jagannath is delivering the whole universe, especially as he rides on his cart before the eyes of all.
Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, with a smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy, come to see. Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, with a smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy, come to see. Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, with a smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy, come to see. Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, smiling face, cute as can be, Jagannatha, with a smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy, come to see. Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, with a smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy, come to see. Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, with a smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy, come to see. Jagannatha, Jagannatha, here comes Jagannatha, smiling face, cute as can be, he's always happy.
That was great listening to that story about how Lord Jagannath appeared, wasn't it? Oh, hey Bo, Possum. How are you?
Oh, hurry, Bo.
What part did you like of the story?
When the king opened the doors too soon.
Yes, I did too. It was a great surprise for the king, wasn't it?
Yes, it certainly was.
Well, we'll see you again later. Hurry, Bo.
See you soon. Namaste.
I love drawing Jagannath. Let's draw Jagannath, shall we? And look at all these wonderful colours I have.
very bold, children. I'm Mallika the monkey.
And I'm Possum.
We are here at Hastings Point in Kilindi. We love camping because we get to explore new trees. It's so nice. There's lots of places for animals to go. Let's sing the Namaste song. Namaste, I give my respects to you, my